The whole streetcar social is a way for us to highlight different businesses along the corridor and create awareness for them, and just bring folks to those businesses on the streetcar and really bring business to H Street. Right? Any other questions? Again, if you would like any more of these brochures, I have plenty. Just let me know. You can let the chair or anyone else on the council know, and I can make sure you get those. And any other questions, please send them over to info@dcstreetcar.com, and we'll make sure that they get answered. All right? Thank you very much.
All right, and our last presentation is from Sean Ketchum from KC Trees. Very exciting program.
Hello, my name is Sean Ketchum. I'm the Extension Arborist with KC Trees. We'll be brief, although I could talk about this a lot. I will let you know that I'm sticking around after the meeting if you have questions or I glossed over something. I have all manner of colorful pamphlets. I have stacks and stacks of business cards. If anything I say interests you at all, let's talk. That's what I'll say. I am going to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do. I'll talk a little bit about our planting programs, since that is the primary thrust of what we do. And I do want to make sure, because this is very timely, that I let you know that we are recruiting now for taking applications for our Summer Crew High School Jobs Program. So if you know high school students 16 to just recently graduated, please tell them to check out our website. The application is online. There's a competitive tryout in June, but you can't get there unless you apply first. And the application closes May 15. So if you know high school students, everybody wants to employ them. We are a nonprofit here in DC, Ward 5 near neighbors up on 12th Street Northeast. Our mission is to restore, enhance, and protect the tree canopy of the nation's capital. What that means is we want a more beautiful, a more healthful, and more resilient, more sustainable, more livable city for all of us, and we do that through a variety of things. First of all, we plant trees. We planted about 22,000 or so since we started in 2002. We have tree education classes like our Trees 101, 201. For adults, we do TreeWise in the summer. If you know summer camps that need programming, let's talk. We have story time for even the littlest kids. So if you're interested in that, I would encourage you to go on to our website and check our education department and see what they have cooking. In terms of tree planting, we have programs for pretty much every lot size, from individual front yards all the way up to the biggest, forested national park sites. Some of the things we're doing with our community tree planting program, which is our premier volunteer tree planting program. This past Saturday, we planted an HOA in Ward 7. We're doing a historic cemetery in Ward 7 on Thursday. We're planting the VA Medical Center on Saturday. We just wrapped up our school tree planting season on Monday. So we plant pretty much anywhere we can stick 10 trees or more. That's our community tree planting program. So we just need an invitation and somebody to say yes. And our application for that for fall and spring, this fall 2016, spring 2017 is May 1. So if you're interested in that, let's talk soon and get these applications in. For homeowners, we have River Smart Homes, which is part of the River Smart program through the Department of Energy and Environment. It's a fantastic deal for a number of things like rain gardens, rain barrels, and we are the tree people for that. So for a $50 copay for as many trees, or per tree, for as many trees as you want, we will come out and do a consultation with an arborist. You'll get your tree and our crew will plant it. No muss, no fuss. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, we also have a rebate program, which is also excellent. And if you have a property type that I did not mention, if you're active with your school or with your church, or if you've got a business or something like that, let's talk. Our goal is that if anybody wants a tree, we are going to do our darndest to make sure that you can get one. And we can wiggle a little bit with our programs. So I would love to talk to you if you are interested at all. And the last thing I will mention is that we are a full service nonprofit for trees. We have a design and advocacy department that does a lot of review on plans for new developments. So if you see something in one of your SMD meetings or you hear something at your civic association and you're like, I'm not really sure that they need to cut down all those trees, you can let us know. We're happy to get involved on those kind of large scale developments, helping the community achieve their goals in terms of those developments for tree planting.
Mr. Finch, we've got time for
That's it.
one question that I saw before.
My quick question is, what if someone had a tree, I have one of you guys' tree, it is not growing, will you guys help me remove it and replant a new tree, or?
Let's talk after the meeting.
Okay.
So,
So you can ask.
Quickly, Commissioner Anderson.
Mr. Ketchup, I just want to publicly thank you at this meeting on behalf of Casey Trees for all the work that you do. I've been a citizen in Forrester for many years now,
Wonderful.
practically from the beginning, and the work that we've done throughout the city is amazing in restoring the district's tree canopy. So
It
thumbs
is.
up to you.
thank you. We would love to do more.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for your
Ketchum.
time.
So at this point, we're going to move on to action items in the agenda. There is a request from the commissioner because one of the applicants has to leave, so.
I'd like to move to amend the agenda, by replacing number 14 with number 17, or shifting number 17 up, I guess, say shifting.
So we'll do discussion. There's a motion on the floor to move 17 to be before number 14. Is there a second?
On my agenda we're at number 11, and 17 is adoption of minutes, so are there two different agendas?
Nope, there's one agenda. There's a revised agenda that was put out last night, so if you downloaded it
So
before,
I have
that's
it on
fine.
number 11 on my agenda.
Okay, well, those are the updated agendas.
I got it.
So the motion on the floor, is there a second?
Sorry.
Okay, that fails for lack of a second, so we're gonna, sure thing, so we're gonna go ahead and go on to number 14, to Gallaudet University. So will the folks from Gallaudet University please come on up? And we are gonna ask that we stick to this. For everyone who's referenced in the room, I'll remind you that the way that each of these items is given a total of 10 minutes. As you can see, we're doing pretty good on time right now. I think lots of folks would like us to stick to the agenda, and that's my job as chair, is to make sure we do that. So all of these items will have, for the ones that are 10 minutes, there will be 3 minutes of applicant presentation. The commission will have 5 minutes to discuss. I am gonna ask, unless there are any objections, that commissioners keep their thoughts in 1 minute apiece, so that everyone has the opportunity to weigh in. And then we will have 2 minutes to conduct a vote. So if we abide by all of those rules, we will get out of here at exactly 2:50. Does that sound good? Okay, so we're gonna go on to number 14, and it looks like folks are set up, so Gallaudet folks, you have 3 minutes.
Great. My name is Brian Wall. I'm a principal at the JBG companies. I'm going to stand over here so I'm not blocking anyone. I'll try to be really quick. We've got a lot of friends and colleagues here from Gallaudet as well that are going to be able to answer questions if you have any questions specific to Gallaudet. JBG and Gallaudet have formed a partnership to develop a number of parcels that Gallaudet owns along 6th Street, 4 different parcels. My colleague Heather Howard, who is the project manager, is going to go through that, and since we're very limited on time, I'll ask that she get started.
Good evening, everyone. Happy to be here tonight. We were here recently to give a brief overview of the 6th Street development, so I'll just highlight that overview once again. It's about 1.3 million square feet of the overall development, and just to orient everyone, this is Gallaudet University, this is Florida Avenue, this is 6th Street. So we're looking at 1.3 million square feet over 4 parcels, which will be phased. I can just hold it.
Okay. I'll pull this in circles.
Sorry about that. So here we are showing parcels 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are the total of the development, which will be phased over the next couple of years, totaling 1.3 million square feet total. The breakout of the development is, this is an overall massing, which is showing we have university support spaces along with residential in yellow. We have retail in red. The retail flanks 6th Street on both sides of 6th Street on parcels 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of the residential will be rental. There is no for sale, and we will be going below grade with parking underneath each parcel. Our retail merchandising mix currently right now, this is a stage 1, which is just focusing on the overall massing, the uses, the location of the uses. But our retail merchandising, which we will get further into the stage 2, community serving retail, campus serving retail. It won't be destination. This is not another city center. You can expect food uses, convenience uses, and soft goods mixed throughout the development. So our timing, this is the first stage PUD. We have our hearing set for June 23rd, and after that we will go into the stage 2 PUD for the first phase of the project, which is still to be determined. One thing we want to highlight here, Gallaudet is underway with an international design competition for the green areas, the area that you can see, touch, and feel in the public realm, so that should be pretty exciting. One thing we're also working on the design of Neal Place, which we're working with the adjacent owner, Edens, which currently controls Union Market, which I believe everyone has been to. So we're working with Edens on a kind of a collaborative design for Neal Place for pedestrians to keep it active, and that's something we will come back to the committee with the final design once we get more into the stage 2. We're working with Commissioner Lewis on finalizing the benefits agreement. It will include a minimum of 8% affordable housing. We are working towards a proffer to study the new metro entrance location, the feasibility so that it's more accessible for everyone in the kind of the Trinidad Ivy City area walking towards the Noma Gallaudet Metro. We're also looking at exploring a bid for just the safety, aesthetic, and wayfinding of the Florida Avenue Market and the Union Market area.
Thank you. So we're going to move now into discussion, and as is the case with all of these, we'll recognize the commissioner in whose area this is first. And again, I'm going to ask commissioners to stay to 1 minute for per comment so that everyone has a chance to be recognized. If we have extra time, we'll certainly go to other commissioners.
Okay, as the commissioner who's SMEs, and I've requested that I get a little bit more than a minute on this one, especially considering I passed my minute early. And the reason I'm saying that, especially with this project, is my community, we want to support the project because we love Gallaudet and all the work that it's doing. But as Ms. Heather, because I can't think of her last name, has mentioned, we're still going through the process of, what the structure will look like, what kind of benefit package will be there. And I actually have 2 letters here from some businesses that are within the Union Market area that are concerned with the phasing of the project, how many years it's going to take, and also the opening of the street that is in front of Union Market. So there are things that we still have to discuss and work through, but with good faith, Gallaudet has always done what they said they would do, so we're comfortable in saying that we want to support their project. We just need additional time to work through our agreement.
Any other commissioners? I'll ask Commissioner Lee.
And my only concern, of course, on the Trinidad side is accessibility through the campus. The gate is always closed on West Virginia Avenue, so we have to walk around. Now, if you want to exercise, that's good. If you want to get there fast, you can go right through the campus, and the gate's always closed on West Virginia Avenue. So will it be more accessibility for the Trinidad side to access these venues through the neighborhood, through the campus?
I think given that that's an accessibility through the campus itself and not necessarily just the development, I think we'd want to defer to Gallaudet on that, if they'd be willing to address that. Fred, did you?
Hi, I'm Fred Wiener, Assistant Vice President of Administration at Gallaudet University. We do have the gate open during the daytime hours, so we could try to keep it open as much as possible. It's an always ongoing process of working with the community and providing access to the community. I'd be happy to talk to you more about that.
And can I say one thing? Also, that's why this project is so important. The 6th Street project actually opens Gallaudet up to the Union Market area. You know, so if we're already having challenges on the West Virginia side, it makes sense that we do support this project because it allows my community to flow a little bit more systematically.
A question from Mimi. Thank you for that. I guess for you, Commissioner. So, just a clarifying question is that the motion that I assume will be on the floor is to support them just after the PUD on stage.
Yes.
And that you're anticipating the items we talked about will be addressed in the second stage.
Yes, and they will be coming back to the community, you know, repeatedly. They're early.
Any other commissioners? We have 2 minutes up. All right, if there's no objections. If there's no objections, Commissioner Lewis, would you like to make a motion?
I make the motion that we support Gallaudet in their phase 1 of their PUD, with the notation that they will come back to the community and we will work more on the community benefit agreement and other concerns that the community has with the project.
Second that motion.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded that we support the Gallaudet case number 1524 and 1524A in their first stage of the PUD, which we request maybe was the word, that they come back. The notation that they come back for their second level application. If there's no further discussion, we'll go ahead and move into the votes. Not seeing anyone want to discuss further, so all for the motion say aye.
Aye.
All against say no. Any abstentions? Motion passes unanimously 6-0. Thank you, Gallaudet. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Exciting project.
Thanks.
Next on the agenda, we have number 15. This is also another 10-minute item. This is so the folks from 300 North Street PUD. Please go ahead and fill that up. And you have the floor for 3 minutes of presentation. Need a second to set up?
We may need a second.
3 minutes of
Okay, well, I'll do my piece first, because that's also for my community. Similar to the, no, it's not the post, no, I'm going to speak on more first. I'm going to give the community input on that project. So for 300 Moore Street, they came out, they presented to the community, and also the community wants to support the project so that they can have their set down, but we want them to come back to us in the future so we can work through the benefit agreement and make sure that the project actually fits in with the overall vision of the market area. Because as the market develops, we don't want to just piecemeal overall investment.
Okay, we're gonna be quick here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Graham Turrell. I'm Vice President Multifamily with Kettler. Very excited to be here with this development project that we have in Florida Avenue Market. This board here represents the area that we're referring to. It's basically the western portion of the market. It's up against the tracks on the west and then extends to the back of the property that Eden's and Trammell Residential is about to develop along 4th Street. But it's all of this area in here. The project we've undertaken is a pretty huge project, so we have several partners with this on this. Douglas Development is one of our partners. I think when we came in November, they were here. Unfortunately, couldn't be here tonight, but they are definitely part of our team and going to help us with some of the placemaking ideas. We have Carr Properties now as one of our partners with an office building, and then Kettler will take care of the residential portion of the project. So let me show you what that looks like. So we have a total of 6 buildings in 2 phases. Building A1 and B here are residential buildings. Building C1 is an office building, and that would form phase 1 of the project. We also have, as part of phase 1, the extension of a park that is part of the level 2 PUD that came through your ANC pretty recently, I think, and probably is coming back for the final design. We've been working with those guys for the last few months on all the design of the park space. The park also leads up to a open plaza area in between our two residential buildings. And so this is a critical piece of the whole market development, because what this is going to allow is people to come from Florida Avenue up into the market and head over to Union Market, Gallaudet University. So it really kind of knits everything together. Very excited about that. We're also going to be extending the street grid here. We're continuing Morse Street, adding 3rd Street along here. All three of these buildings will have ground floor retail. So there'll be a total of 40,000 square feet of retail in the first phase of development. Much like JBG just mentioned, you know, our idea here, this isn't going to be one big massive piece of retail. It's going to be small shops. It's going to be neighborhood serving items, probably, you know, restaurants, but also just stores for the population that's going to start filling in here very quickly, as well as frankly to the south along 3rd Street and over into Noma. As part of the build out, we also have what we call an alleyway, but it's actually really a fairly sizable paved area between Eden's and our office building here. That will also include a bike lane that will continue down to this end of the property, and eventually that will connect all the way through this green area to the tunnel that goes under New York Avenue and connect to the proposed bike trail that runs along New York Avenue. So that also is another very important piece of this. And I'll just mention one more thing here. That's phase 1. Phase 2 includes 3 more buildings, but very importantly also includes the build out of this park space at the very northern end. And this is really going to be the park for the market area. So we've committed as part of our PUD that we're going to build out phase 1, we're going to clean up this area, and then we're going to come back with phase 2, and we're going to develop a second park here. And so this entire area will actually have 2 park spaces, one down on Florida Avenue, one at the north end that connects through the bike trail. It will go all the way up to Ivy City and ultimately to the Arboretum where we are here. So we think this is a very exciting project. Happy to answer questions. There's probably 20 minutes more I could talk about here, but we'll keep it brief.
All right, we'll go first into discussion. We'll go to Commissioner Lewis.
As I mentioned, we're in support of the project. We're excited. This is our first project in Ivy City with Kettler. However, they have engaged us repeatedly since last year, and also we know the work that Dennis has done, and we're excited about having the green space. We're just overall excited about the project. So we want to support them with the caveat that they will continue to come to the community, and that we will work through the community benefits agreement, and also any other issues that the residents might have with the project.
So Commissioner Lewis, just to clarify.
Sorry. Go ahead. Yes, I am done.
Just to clarify, so the motion that's going to be on the floor is to support what?
Support them with their PUD. I think it's phase 1 also, with the notation that they're going to continue working with the community.
I'll just clarify that the phase 1 is a consolidated PUD, so it's actually phase 1 and phase 2, and then phase 2 of the project is a stage 1 PUD. Just a clarification.
Stage 1 of the PUD, is that right?
Well, the application we have in the zoning commission is for a consolidated PUD of the first phase, which is the buildings that are shown in this graphic here, and the white buildings would be the phase 2.
Okay, we'll get it right for the letter.
Phase 1 and phase 2.
It's very confusing.
But it's stage in the stage 1 in the whole PUD process. Is that right?
Well, no, because we filed for a consolidated, a stage 2 PUD on the first phase of construction.
They want to put their 1 and 2 together, so
Yes.
it'll be phase 2. So we're
So
supporting.
It's a consolidated PUD, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other commissioners have? Commissioner Henderson?
I have a question about the height of the darker colored buildings.
That's good.
Yes, what is the height on that? It looks tall, and the massing
Sure.
seems.
So that's one of the things I didn't have a chance really to get to. So under the Florida Avenue plan, Florida Avenue market plan, sorry, this area was designated as the highest density within the market because it's up against the rail tracks. And the idea is that the density should sort of taper down across the market over towards Gallaudet. we're actually not maximizing the FAR on our site. We're doing a combination of mid-rise building and high-rise, and this is also mid-rise. So we intentionally did that. We wanted to create more of a kind of a mix of building heights and create more of an interesting neighborhood. So this building is 130 feet from the measuring point. So it's very typical of the high-rise buildings in the area. But these buildings are 6-story
You said
buildings.
130 feet?
Yeah, oh, just for this building here, and then these buildings are 6-story buildings. So they'd be more like 65, 70 feet.
Any other commissioners? Yeah, so I'm glad we. So my second round of questions. So is the, and just forgive me, I don't know. Do you all have a zoning commission case number?
We do.
What is that number?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but
Could you
I
give
can
that
get
to
it.
me?
Yeah, I'll definitely get it to you. Yep.
And
It's
then
a 15 number because we filed last year. 15, 27. Yeah.
1527, thank you. At our last meeting, we passed a resolution to support further investigation of the Rails Trails project that sort of originates in this area and goes all the way out to New York Avenue.
Yep.
How, if at all, would your project be affected by that?
Well, we're definitely designing this to ultimately. We are designing this to tie into that. So again, the bike lane for our project will be running from Moore Street all the way through what we call the alley, but it's really a sort of a paved area that connects to Neal Place, and then it will continue on through to this location here, which is actually the tunnel that passes under New York Avenue. So that's kind of the critical piece, because that gets everything on the south side of New York Avenue to the north side, and then of course the trails system will kind of run along the north side of New York Avenue.
It's fair to say it wouldn't prevent it at all.
No, and
No.
to also emphasize their partner who's not here, Douglas was actually one of the the first people to initiate the review for the trail.
That's right,
So
yeah.
the trail process has always been thought of when they designed the project.
Yeah, we really like, I mean, obviously if we can connect this area up to Ivy City, Hex Warehouse, and the Arboretum, that's just gonna be really just tying everything together.
Okay, so, I'd like to put the motion on the floor to support, 300 Moore Street's PUD phase 1 and 2, with the notation that they will come back to the community, we will work with our benefit agreement and any other, challenges that the community might, be necessary.
Is there a second? Been moved and properly seconded, unless there's any further discussion. Not seeing any, all for the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All against, please say no. Any abstentions?
One abstention.
Motion passes, let me get this right, 5-0-1. Great. All right, thank you very much. All right, this item is actually my item, and I've had it down for 5 minutes. I think it should be pretty quick. This is a resolution that is partially from my SMD, but also affects other SMDs, and is also in follow-up to our March meeting. This is a resolution requesting that DDOT complete a traffic study of 17 in the area between Benning Road and Bladensburg Road Northeast. Copies of the resolution